I am Madame Curie. I was born November 7th, 1867 in Warsaw, Russian Poland. My birth name was Maria Salome Skłodowska. I died on July 4th, 1934 at age 66 of leukemia brought on by overexposure to radiation. I am Russian and Polish. From the age of 24, I lived in France. I am known for discovering radium and polonium. Curium was named after me and my husband. I won a Nobel Prize in Physics, a Nobel Prize in Mathematical Sciences, a Davy Medal, and a Matusky Medal.
Louder.
I grew up in Warsaw. When I was 4, I taught myself how to read by listening to others do it. Later that year, my mother, Bronislawa, contracted tuberculosis. Then at 8, my oldest sister, Zostia, died of typhus. 2 years later, at age 10, my mother died. As times got harder, my father opened a school in our house. In 1891, at 24, I followed my sister Bronia to Paris to go to college. In 1893, I got a degree in physics, and in 1894, one in mathematical sciences. In July 1995, I married Pierre Curie. He gave up his work and joined mine. We had no lab, so we used a closet in the school where Pierre worked. In 1896, Henry Becquerel saw that uranium rays resembled X-rays. He found it didn't depend on external energy, it seemed to rise from uranium by itself. He had, in fact, discovered radiation. I decided to study it. A mine in Bohemia sent us 10 tons of pitchblende residue, one of the elements in uranium, to help with the research. After a lot of testing, I thought I had discovered a new element. To be sure, I called in French spectroscopy specialist Eugene de Marcy, who said it could not be labeled as a new element. On September 12, 1997, my daughter Irene was born. She showed great interest in what I was doing. After a lot more testing on the pitchblende, I found a subject 4 times as radioactive as pure uranium. It was polonium, my first discovered element. I was awarded a prize and money for my discovery. I kept going, hoping to find more. After 6 more weeks of testing in the lab, I discovered a new element, 900 times as radioactive as uranium. On December 20th, 1898, I sent out a paper announcing my new discovery, radium, Ra, for the periodic table. After reading a German professor's experiment on the effects of radiation on the body, Pierre taped radium salts to his arm for 10 hours. A blistering sore developed. It healed slowly but left a gray spot. He tested it on animals with cancerous tumors. Yes, he found the cancer cells could be killed. He put animals in an isolated area with radium salts. Within 9 hours, they were all dead. We discovered that breathing radiation destroyed the lungs. My work to isolate radium had taken almost 4 years. I lost 15 pounds, and Pierre was always ill. We learned that radiation glows at night. At midnight, we watched the blue-green glow of the radium. In 1903, we won a Nobel Prize in Physics. I gave birth to my daughter Eve in 1904. In 1906, Pierre got hit by a horse-drawn carriage. His skull, weakened from radiation, got crushed. I continued researching. Between 1919 and 1934, doctors used radium therapy called Curie therapy to cure cancer, curing 8,000 patients. But sadly, radium cost $3 million for 1 ounce. Americans were among my biggest fans. I appeared in several newspaper headlines. My oldest daughter Irene taught her own classmates, and I passed my work on to her. My youngest daughter Eve went on to be a French-American writer, journalist, and piano player. President Warren G. Harding gifted me with a gram of radium. My discovery of radium was used everywhere. Between then and now, it has been used for bombs, cooking, medical uses, and everything. One day in 1934, I grew angry with an experiment and went home feverish. I lay sick in bed for 2 months. On July 4th, 1934, my last words were, "I want to be left in peace." Some say that if I didn't discover radiation, this world would be a better place. But who knows what it would be like. Perhaps World War II would have continued. We'd have no radiation therapy to cure cancer. We'd have no microwave oven. I think that if I hadn't discovered it, someone else would have.